Hey guys, so today I want to talk about a missing person named Josh Guimond, and he went missing on November 9th, 2002, and he was 20 years old, and he was a college student. He lived on campus at St. John's University in Collegeville, Minnesota. So on the day that he went missing, he did his homework, he went to the library, and then that night he went to a poker party with his friends. And it was on campus. So sometime around midnight, Josh left the party, didn't say anything to his friends, and he was never seen again. When his roommate came home at 2:45 in the morning, he noticed Josh wasn't home, but it wasn't until the next morning later that he became alarmed because he missed a mock trial school project he was doing. So the first thought a lot of people had was that he fell into the water because there is a lake between the housing projects and where the poker party was. So there's a footbridge. So he had to walk across that. Now there's a couple that actually saw him walking across the bridge, and they said they were like halfway across the bridge when they passed him, and then when they looked back, he was gone. But they said the footbridge is actually pretty safe, and the side of it is concrete and it's 4 foot high. So it's not like he could just be drunk and accidentally fall off the bridge. He would have had to intentionally fall off the bridge. So they have checked the lake, but they have never found anything. Now, another theory was that there is a monastery on the property because this is a religious school, St. John's University, and some monks live on the property. So the monks were accused of sexual misconduct, but they were still allowed to live on the property, and apparently this made Josh really mad that they weren't put in jail or dismissed from the monastery. So he was going to write a report about it, how he disliked that. So some people think that the monks heard he was going to write a report about it and that maybe they murdered Josh. But I don't know. I personally think they wouldn't really know much about him, enough to find him and murder him. And most people already know about these monks probably, so it's not like he's really giving any info that would bother their case, because obviously they still were allowed to live there. So recently the police finally let the public see some of what they found on his computer, and apparently they found a bunch of pictures of men. So it's in a collage. So they want to talk to these men because they want to know how they know Josh, or if they knew Josh. Because it could be Josh was a homosexual and didn't tell anybody. Maybe he just found pictures of guys he thought were cute on the internet and he saved them, and that's why they were all together. Or are these from a dating app And these are all the guys he's dated, like, secretly. So my theory is perhaps he was very active on the dating apps. And these pictures are men that he's dated. And quite possibly one of them could be his murderer. Since he's never been found, of course, we don't know that he was murdered. But it could be that one of these guys had went out with him before and then went out with him that night, or asked him to meet up with him that night and murdered him. Or did he fall in love with one of these guys and he wanted a new life, but he knew his family and friends would not accept him, so he just left his old life and started a new one with a man? You know, quite possibly if he's at a religious school, he felt he couldn't tell anybody. And maybe that's part of what happened to him. Now, another theory could be that he killed himself. He could have jumped in the water. Now, the police searching the water and not finding him is really not saying anything, because we all know that there are a lot of cases where the water was searched, but then later a body or a car was found in the water. So I just wanted to bring awareness to Josh's case. It's kind of crazy. It seems like there's a lot of cases where men just disappear without a trace, and we don't know where they go.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to